Pokemon isn't just cardboard. It's discipline, it's patience, and it's learning how to lose and still showing up tomorrow. Hi, my name is Sam from Loomis Card Craze, where I buy, sell, and trade Pokemon cards. And I'm learning a little YouTube adventure as I go. This video is part of my Thoughtfulness Thursday personal growth days, where I focus on what I've learned from the week and what I think you should learn as you continue to go through your journey and continue to grow. This is related to Pokemon trading cards, but it's also a reflection of life. As we go through it, as we continue to thrive in whatever aspect that we're looking to go through in life, it's how do we overcome obstacles? How do we continue to move forward even when life seems tough? When you think, man, I don't have time for that. Shit, I should have done that. Oh no, I dropped the ball on that. I could go on and on and on, right? Of all the recurring thoughts that we constantly have going through our head, how do we overcome that? How do we adapt to that? How do we utilize those skills, those lessons, and grow? How do we focus on trading cards, on our families, on our jobs, on all the different aspects of our lives while enjoying this hobby, while enjoying this space and growing? Whether you're growing a business, whether you're growing your collection, whether you're growing your hair, which I can't do anymore, all of those fun things, right? How do we continue to adapt to our environment? And this week's episode is going to focus on how do I grow? How do I learn from my collection? Last week's video, I sat on here and said, hey, I was looking at moving to all of my listings to TCG Player. And as I went through the week, I learned that wasn't the best solution. Yes, I went for it. Yes, I spent countless hours documenting cards, putting cards on TCG Player. I had over 30,000 listings on TCG Player by the time I realized this wasn't what I was looking to do. I was looking to move a volume of cards. I wasn't looking to move the right cards. While staying on eBay, it's allowed me to work on selling the right cards to the right person and not just, here, I'm going to throw darts at a board and list 30,000 cards on my TCG Player and hope they sell for 10 cents. My time, in my opinion, based on my growth and introspection this week, is worth more than 3 cents per card. Because by the time you take fees out, shipping, all of those fun things, right? I didn't want to sit here and spend countless hours scanning in cards, documenting all that fun stuff for 3 cents a card. So I'm utilizing eBay as essentially a gatekeep, right? Set a floor price of $2, and I don't know how I feel about it, right? I've been doing this since Friday evening, Saturday morning. So 4 or 5 days where I'm continuing to look at how do I grow? How do I utilize my time better? Not just from a cardboard standpoint, but how do I make sure I'm more present with my family? How do I make sure I'm not glued to my phone when I'm upstairs of, God, I got to get 50 more cards listed. Oh, I need to document this YouTube video. Oh, I need to do these pieces, right? How do I better utilize my time management skills while continuing to grow the business, while continuing to grow this YouTube channel? As you can see, I've been consistent. I'm almost at 3 weeks straight of posting a long form content every day. About a week and a half ago, I started posting 2 shorts a day. And now I continue to look at the algorithms and see what's working and what's not working. And to be honest, most of my content is not working, right? So I'm a small creator trying to grow, trying to learn, and that's not a bad thing. We continue to grow and scale things because we have a drive. You ever look at something and just like, holy smokes, man, what could I be doing? I had a conversation with a friend of mine, YouTube channel CJ's Card Corner. If you want to check him out, he's a lot more personable than I am, and we'll talk your ear off about Pokemon sports, all that fun stuff. So shout out to Chris. We spent a good 20-30 minutes on the phone this morning where I talked and said, hey, I'm struggling with this because I feel like my time management is so off the whack. How do I better automate? How do I better utilize my time and continue to grow and continue to scale? Because I love what I'm doing and I have the personality, and Chris does too. That's where we get along. And we had the conversation of, if I start something, I can't stop. I can't half-ass it. I can't just do bits and pieces of it. I have to go all in. It was a huge driving component of my last career and where I got in that world, and why I decided to take a step back, because my personality is to overdrive. It's, I want to fix, I want to go all in, and I look at folks that put the minimum effort in, and I'm like, man, how do you go to sleep at night? I couldn't do that. I worked last night. It's 10:30 at the time of this recording. I'll probably see it posted in the next hour or two here on Wednesday, or today's Thursday. My brain is not working. Thursday, February 26th. I went to bed at about 2 a.m. last night because I was up listing cards. I was working on sourcing, all of those fun pieces. And I laid my head down at about 2:45. Our 9-month-old decided he was awake and wanted some milk. So I got up and fed him for about an hour and a half. Finally got back down at 5, and we were up at 6. So I have that drive inside my brain that doesn't allow me to turn it off. That is a gift and a curse, right? So we continue to grow, we continue to learn. And you have to learn how to live with that. I have to understand, and my wife is great. She understands that I can't just turn it off. I can't at 10 o'clock at night say, okay, I'm done for the night. It's, if I'm working on something, I have to finish it and I have to see it through. So as you continue to grow, as you personally continue to look at aspects of your life of, what am I doing? Am I collecting? Am I selling? Am I just in the hobby because I enjoy it? All of those things are okay. You have to, again, I can't reiterate this enough. You have to do what your personality wants to do. You have to bring that light out in your eyes. You have to enjoy what you're doing, or it becomes a job. It becomes something that you hate doing. And I spent way too many years doing stuff that I hated doing for people who hated me doing it, right? It's, you give your all to something and you look back, you introspect, and when you're out on the outside of it, you're like, I gave everything to that place, to that job, to that person, where there was no reciprocation because of that's how my personality type was. And I think I've mentioned it before on this channel, but in my prior job, I was on call 24/7, 365. I was in my son's delivery room, my first son's delivery room, and I got a call and I had to step out because that's the job I was in. That was what it entailed to run that job and that edge of the business that I was in. So looking back, I'm like, I gave up those precious moments with my wife and all those pieces because of a job I hated. So take that for what it is, right? Take that introspection into your own life of, what are you doing that could cause you in 5 years to look back and say, man, I gave my all for that. But again, some of us are just wired that way. I'll be honest, if I had to do it again, I probably would, because I don't know how to turn it off. And that's okay. Anywho, I went down a giant ass rabbit hole. So we're going to circle back to the cardboard world. So as I look at my cardboard collection behind me, and I kind of talked about it a little bit before, but I'm working on reorganizing how I store everything. Because when I sell 25, 30 cards to one person, I don't want to spend 30, 40 minutes going through and looking. So everything I cataloged prior to utilizing like TCG Automate or all of these different automations that I now utilize, I'm going back through and I'm rescanning the cards so I can put the exact locations into eBay. Yes, I could go in and I can manually edit, this card goes here, this card goes here. For me, it's just easier to wipe all pre-existing cards, rescan them, resubmit them, and it takes significantly less time on my end. So it just makes it simpler for me, right? So that's something I'm going to be working on this week as I continue to grow and as I continue to look at what's next in my life, not just from a cardboard YouTube perspective, right? But what comes next for my family? What comes next for my hairline and my illustrious beard? I had somebody ask me the other day on a YouTube comment if it was fake. No, this prepubescent beard is 100% real, and it's probably not ever going to get better. I should probably shave it, but I went 20 years with having to maintain grooming standards. So now we're looking at a little growth over the last few months. Anywho, thanks for being here, guys. Again, my name is Sam from Loomis Card Craze. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a subscribe. Any little bit helps, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being here, guys.